Hey, welcome back, my amazing student. This is the Python Mentor showing you how to master Python step by step. All right, so in this lecture here, we're going to be learning a lot. All right, so one of the things that we're going to be learning is how to copy sets, or should I say how copying set actually works, how to build from a set from any iterable, and what is a frozen set. So we're going to be learning quite a bit here. Now, let me show first, let's go ahead and copy contacts here, right? Let's make a real copy. Now, if I just assign this variable to this, you think I'm making a copy? Now, from what you learn in my list, in the mastering list that I have here on YouTube, I think on lesson 5, we talk about deep copies and shallow copies. If you watch that lesson, you're gonna understand about deep copying and shallow copies. But when you assign this to this here behind the scenes, you're not really making a copy. If I do this real quick here, I'll show you. If I wrap all this in this ID function and print it out, I'm gonna show you. If I go ahead and do this, and I do this, sorry about that. Let me just go ahead and do this real quick. Like this. And I think that was my phone. Maybe I'll remember to edit that part of the video. I don't like editing my videos. But anyway, so let's go ahead and print this out and let's see what we get. All right. So you can tell right now that we have the same ID on these items, right? So behind the scenes, Python is treating this the same way that that I'm showing you right now. It has the same references behind the scenes in memory, because this is just assigning whatever variable we got here, whatever data we got here, to a different variable, right? It's not making a real copy. Now, if we attach this copy method to it, right, to this object now, right, to this set, and if we execute this again, now you can see now that we do have a different ID now. Right, so we have a copy, a real copy. It's a different set now, so you can treat it as a different set. Okay, all right. So that's how you can copy, how copying a set actually works. Let's go ahead and build a set from an iterable. Now, an iterable, behind the scenes, Python is already assigning a method that would make the data that we are about to discuss an iterable, like strings, right? So letters, and since the strings can be actually objects in Python, right? We can build a set from it. So we can say, let's just call this, I want some big words here, some big letters, right? The Python Mentor, right? So if I print this, right, and I print the letters, I'll go here, and you can see now that we have now, all right, iterated over this list of letters, or should I say set, right, and came out with some unique letters to print out. Okay, so we made an iterable from this set, right? I mean, we went ahead and built a set from an iterable. So let's go ahead and play around with creating a set now, frozen set. So let's go ahead and call this VIP group, and let's assign this frozen set function to it. Now let's create one here, very simple. All we have to do is grab this whole thing and put it in this function. Now I'm gonna omit this Maria from it, and now we have a frozen set here. So what is the difference? Well, the difference between a set and a frozen set, basically, a set is mutable. You can add and remove items from it. You can go ahead and say something like, do something like add, right? But you can't do that to a frozen set. It won't let you. You're gonna get an error, okay? So if you look at a set like a whiteboard where you can erase things and you can delete, you can add things to it, look at this like a laminated page where you have all this data that you can't do nothing with it because it's inside a plastic. Right? You have to take it out of the plastic to do things with it. All right? So you can go ahead and print this if you want. And you can see how it looks. I urge you to practice this and see it in action, to put it into code. It's very different when you see it Now you're seeing it from my computer, but you're not really playing with it. All right. So you can see a frozen set when we print it out. That's just how it looks, a frozen set. Now, all right. So let's go ahead and let me show you an example here. Now, frozen sets cannot be keys in any, let's say, dictionary. For example, let's go ahead and do VIP. Let's actually create a new variable, a dictionary. Now, in a dictionary, you know that we have keys here, right? And we have the data in here. Now, we cannot put a set or, lists in here as keys in a dictionary. We cannot do that because that data, the sets and the lists, the data will actually change. But with a frozen set, we can do it. Frozen set data is not going to change. It's not going to go anywhere. So we can use it as keys. And we can say, let's say, VIP members in here. All right. I'm trying to show you the differences here between a frozen set and a regular set. So that way you have a pretty good idea. Now, what I can do is I can grab this whole thing here and create a frozen set with a key here. Make the whole thing be a key. Okay. And I can do standard members here or something like that. Okay. Simple as that. All right, we can go ahead. Now we can print this out. Let's print a new line here. Let's just say group, roles, dictionary, right? Dictionary. All right. And let's loop through this. So we're gonna say for members, and let's take out the role in group roles. Then since it's a dictionary, we'll apply items to it. Items. There we go, items. And then we'll print this out. We'll print role. And then we'll have a little arrow here and we'll print members. Just like that, right? We can go here and you can see group roles here. We can see standard members. And yeah, you can see that we're printing them out. Let me see 1 second here. Yeah. Let me go ahead and so that way you guys can see a little better. All right. So you can see that we're printing out what we got there. From that, we're using that as key, the standard memories, and you can see that standard members, not standard memory, standard memory. All right. Lastly, you can compare this set's behavior if you want, however you want. You can come here and say something like, let's see, ads, very common to use, and Y. You can go ahead and create, let's say, B. And just switch it around, and then you can just print an equality here, expression. So you can say end, new line, you can say frozen sets equal. And you can do that here. So you can say, let's do B, right? You can do things like this. And of course, it's going to say true. They are the same, right? It's the same data. It's just in a different order. All right? So even though these frozen sets are immutable, right? You cannot add or remove things from it or modify anything, right? They behave just like normal sets. So all you have to keep in mind is that you're not going to have all those nice methods to play around with them, right? When that we have when we have mutable data, like when we have mutable data structures like lists or regular sets. With frozen sets, you cannot have that mutability, all right? But you can do other things with it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this lectures. Hopefully, my lectures are clear for you guys to understand. If not, go ahead and play back the video. I'm pretty sure you'll find a way to understand it. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the next following lectures. Take care, and thank you so much for the support. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like.